I want you to imagine you fast forward into the future 10 years and you see two different versions of yourself. One version of yourself has grown tremendously from where you are today. It's developed, they've expanded, they're almost unrecognizable. And the other version that you see of yourself looks very similar to who you are today. And now if I told you you could choose which one of those would be true of you in 10 years, most everyone would say, oh, I want the version that has grown, that's expanded, that's developed. That's pretty natural. But the question is, what actually makes the difference between which one of those people you become? And what science tells us is that it boils down to something incredibly simple, which is our ability to tolerate and embrace discomfort. And this is not a fun topic, but it is a necessary one, and that's what we're going after on today's episode. So welcome to Minimal Dose, where we take big ideas and we break them down into small, actionable insights so that you can begin changing your life. My name is Blake, and I am your guide for these next few minutes as we talk about getting out of our comfort zone. Now, the idea of getting out of your comfort zone, it sounds amazing. It sounds fun. It's easy to talk about. It's very, very hard to do. But why? Why is it so important? If it's so uncomfortable, why would we ever do it? Well, let's look at some of the science and research-backed things that are connected to staying in or getting out of your comfort zone. So, for those who stay in their comfort zone, what the research finds is that you will stagnate your personal growth. You will actually increase anxiety and stress, which is fascinating because a lot of times we don't step out of our comfort zone because we don't want to experience stress. We don't want to experience anxiety. But research shows that staying in our comfort zone actually leads to an increase in these things over time. We also find that we decrease resilience over time when we stay in our comfort zone, that we reduce our motivation and our sense of fulfillment in life, and that it increases the fear of change and unknown. It's kind of ironic that all of the things that would make you want to stay in your comfort zone actually increase as you stay in your comfort zone more. And just to give a quick definition, this idea of a comfort zone, we basically are talking about the things that are comfortable and known, the things that are predictable and align with what we've done in the past. And this could be in any area. This could be in our physical fitness. This could be in our job and career, our relationships, any area where we stay in the known and predictable versus stepping out into something that could be better, but also could be challenging, could be a little scary because of the unknown factor. And when we talk about this in this episode, we're not just going to highlight, the pain points of staying there or the benefits of getting out, but we're going to talk about some of the science and how this actually works on a more micro level, and then give you one simple and small step to begin making progress in this in your daily life. So let's talk about the benefits that are linked through science and research to getting out of our comfort zone. The first one, not surprising, is improve mental resilience. We actually boost our ability to be more resilient, to take on setbacks, to take on stress when we get out of our comfort zone more. The second thing is we actually have an increase in our neuroplasticity and ability to grow. So we become better at forming new connections, at learning new things, at actually continuing to step out and do hard things. It's the same as the reverse. It kind of compounds in our growth. It's not purely psychological. It has to do with this idea called hormesis. And hormesis is basically a concept that teaches us that when we engage willingly with a stressor that we can handle, we then adapt and become stronger to handle more stressors in the future. It's kind of counterintuitive because you can think that all stress is bad, right? We talk about that a lot. Oh, I'm stressed, or this is stressful, or I've got this stressful thing right now that's going on, it's stressing me out. So we think stress is bad, but it's actually not always bad. See, the kind of stress we don't want is that chronic stress, that stress that comes at us and we can't control. But a hormetic stressor is when you take on a small amount of stress willingly. So an example of that could be exercise. When you get out and you exercise, you're doing something that's uncomfortable. You're doing something that actually creates a little bit of stress and resistance. But then, as a result of doing it, you improve, you become more resilient, your body adapts and you become stronger. And this is true in many different areas. So when you find these little hormetic stressors that you can tap into, you start to see how you build resilience and you can grow out of your comfort zone over time through small steps. So a few of my favorite hormetic stressors, little things that provide enough stress to challenge me, but I know I can overcome. Well, they're some of my favorite things to do actually. One of them is to get in the sauna. When you get in the sauna, it's just enough stress to make you uncomfortable, but when you sit through that and you push through to the other side, you then get a breakthrough. You then feel amazing after. You get this huge release of endorphins and you realize, oh yeah, I can come back and I can sit through the pain and the discomfort and the sweat again. Another one that's super popular is the cold plunge. And yes, I see people all the time where that is the sole reason they're doing the cold plunge. It's just to get out of their comfort zone. They look me in the eyes and they say, this terrifies me. I do not want to do this. This is going to be massively uncomfortable. And that is exactly why I'm doing it. Because I know that this is going to push me out of my comfort zone. This is going to help me take new ground in growing and stepping into challenge. And of course, what do people find? They get in that cold water. Everything in them wants to get out. They breathe through it. They relax into it. And on the other side, they are so excited. They are just over the moon, full of joy, fired up because they did that thing that at once felt like it was out of their reach. So yeah, if you got a sauna nearby, if you got a cold plunge nearby, take the plunge, take the step, get in a sauna, get in a cold plunge. Not only do you get all the physical benefits, but you're gonna start to cultivate this mental resilience, this slight movement out of what's comfortable. You're gonna learn how to embrace discomfort and how that's gonna benefit you in every single area of your life. I told you I was gonna give you a simple action step to take with this episode. And normally I'll give a few steps, I'll give a few ideas, but on this one I'm not gonna do that because there's already so much fear around stepping out of our comfort zone. There's already so many excuses and so much complexity. I don't wanna add any more to it. Here's what I'm gonna do instead. I'm gonna give you the challenge to pick one single area, one single task, only you know what it is. That small thing that feels just outside of your comfort zone. It may not be blowing up your life or quitting your job or running a huge endurance race. It may just be that very small thing that's just on the edge for you. Something that is outside of your comfort zone that just provides enough stress, enough fear, enough challenge that you know you could step into it, you know you could handle it and you can get through it, but you just don't want to. Pick that one thing and go after it this week. And what you will find is just like the science and the research says, it creates a snowball effect, where then it becomes easier to take on the next thing and then to take on the next thing. And before you know it, you begin forming yourself and changing how your brain works, changing how your body responds, so that when you do get 10 years down the road, you'll look much more like the person you want to be. This is the tool that I'm giving you. This is the challenge that I'm giving you. I hope that you find something this week that's just on the edge, just outside of the comfort zone. You step into it. If you do, let me know what you pick. Let me know how it goes. And I look forward to hearing that. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Blake with Minimal Dose. It's a great life.